many of them you see, oh, it's so happy that, wow, everything is there. Okay, now implantation. Okay, I already reduced so much of your workload. Like just now, many of them I skip already, correct? I only emphasize on the important concepts. Okay, for implantation, implantation basically is to accelerate the dopant, correct? What's different from diffusion? You have to accelerate. The dopant is accelerated by a very high voltage difference. Ions speed is accelerated, so that you have very high energy when they enter the surface of the substrate, and they just go deep into the substrate, correct? So for this one, you don't need to know the configuration of the tools. Okay, no need. The only thing you have to know is that for implantation, there is a part where it is used to have very high voltage drop, so that the ion of the dopant can be accelerated. Okay, and so that they can have very high energy and reach the surface substrate and enter into the substrate. Okay, that is the only thing you need to know now. And implantation, so those you have to know, correct? If I give you the current, okay, but this one you don't have to remember. I'm going to give you if I'm going to test you. Okay, you don't have to remember. Okay. For those things I say, please remember, then of course you have to remember. I think only less than 10 now, not much. It's very easy. For this one, you don't have to remember, I'm going to give you, if I'm going to test you. But you have to understand the meaning, okay? The meaning of this one. As I told you, dose, first you can use this equation to calculate the dose. If I give you the current that I'm using, I give you the area of the implantation of the substrate, you know what the dose, correct? And another thing, as I told you, if I give you the like dopant profile, okay, like concentration as a function of depth, by integration of this area, you also get a dose. So this dose and this dose should be equal, correct? Then you know how to do some calculation, correct? You're confused? Okay, there are two ways of calculating the dose. The first way is that if we understand the tools, I understand what is the current I'm using in the tool. Okay, I understand the area that I'm implanted. Okay, then you can calculate the dose that introduced in your substrate. Okay, another way is that let's say I already measure the concentration as a function of depth. After finishing the implantation, I get the profile of concentration as a function of the depth. Okay, then you do integration, you can get the dose. Okay, of course this dose and this dose will be equal, correct? Then you know, yeah, you know. Okay, so for the ion for the mechanism for ion stopping, you only know that there are two types of ion stopping. One is the atom, so the dopant will collide with the atom of the substrate. Okay, nuclei of your atom. The second one is by electronic cloud. Okay, the details of this one you don't have to know. Okay, I mean this one you don't have to know the details. Okay, now for implantation here, this one until here, these three slides, details you all have to know. Okay, the implantation distribution, I talked about Gaussian distribution, right? I talked about what is RP, what is sigma P, what is N0, correct? You all have to know, okay? The million of every atom, you have to even remember them, the equation. I already emphasized in the class that Gaussian distribution is very important distribution in semiconductor technology, correct? So you have to know the meaning of RP, sigma P, and N0. Okay, and this one, I told you that there are some mistakes, correct? So don't make mistakes. I already corrected in my class. Okay, for those people who did not come to the class, please check with your friend. Of these two equations, one of them is not correct. Okay, there is a missing of square 2, square. Okay, square root. Square root. Okay, go and don't use the wrong equation. Okay, please check with your friend. I already taught in the class. Those people who did not attend, then it's your problem, not my problem. Okay? Okay, you need to know the the relationship between peak concentration dose, right? Sigma p. Okay? And you have to know if we use different implantation energy, how it would look like. So the higher implantation energy and the deeper they go into your substrate. Okay? And damage. Okay, damage. So, no, not escape. This is very important. Damage repair. How do we do damage repair? We typically do a neo, correct? We do a neo. And solid phase epitaxy. Okay, one of the important one is solid phase epitaxy. Okay, how we do solid phase epitaxy, how we do activation, the activation energy. Okay. And you see, you have to explain, okay, at different regimes, okay, why there is a shock. Okay, why here is increasing, and why there is a sudden drop, and then why it increase again, and how the different dose that we use will affect your activation of the dopant. Actually, I explained this one also in my class, correct? I spent some time here. I asked somebody to please answer me why there is a drop here. Correct? And I also told you about interstitials. Okay? Substitutional site, interstitial site. Okay, if you want the dopant to be activated, you need to put them to the substitutional site, not in the interstitial site. Right? So what is the purpose? Well, after we do implantation, most of them actually are not in the substitutional site. So we do a new. Okay? A new serves two purposes mainly. First one is to activate, to drive your dopant into the substitutional site. Second one is to repair damage. Correct? So repair damage, we have SPE process. We have also another one which is important is the end of range defects. Correct? You have to know what is end of range defects and where it is normally formed at which locations. Okay? And for implantation, we do anneal. There is one method called rapid thermal anneal. Okay? For rapid thermal anneal, we do it at different temperatures. We also have two different time durations. Okay? And from this, if you have to understand, you don't have to remember, but you have to understand, okay, why at different temperatures, okay, the shape is like this. Why use different temperature and use very long time, okay? Use different time durations. The shapes are different. For example, you use high temperature, you use longer time, you may reduce your damage, correct? You reduce more of your damage. You also increase of your activation. You have more dopant to be in the substitutional site. However, very high temperature anneal and long time anneal also gives you diffusion of the dopant. So you don't have very shallow junction. Okay, so that is the interpretation of this graph. Okay, so understand them, but you don't have to know, you don't have to remember them. Okay, you understand them. Okay, rapid thermal anneal. Rapid thermal anneal. And also I talk about channeling effect. Okay, you have to know what is channeling effect and how to reduce the channeling. Correct? Okay, we finish this one.